Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today is Monday and it's probably one of the biggest red days we've seen in quite a bit. So in today's episode, I just want to share some thoughts and insights in the market right now and what I'm doing. If this is your first time here, guys, my name is Jose Najarro. I have a six-figure stock market portfolio and on a weekly basis, I kind of add positions to make this portfolio continue to get great gains. So we can see right now the Dow is down about 2.29%. We can see the Nasdaq is down about 2.72%. If we take a quick look at the map, right, things are looking pretty scary. We have some semiconductor companies down over 4%. That is my bread and butter. I'm definitely going to do some videos on that. We also have some consumers like Tesla down 4% and some big tech down over 2% at the moment. So right now I am going to share some tips that I enjoy to follow when things get as scary as they do right now. If this is your first time here, guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. So the first thing I want to say is remember, as long-term investors, time is on our side. For me, I'm a long-term investor and the positions I'm in right now are positions I'm not planning on selling anytime soon. So I'm looking for this portfolio to gain over the next 5-10 years. So when I start to think about it like that, this kind of makes it's more like noise. We're going to take a quick look at Unity, for example, right? Unity right now is one of my top 3 companies, right? Top 5 actually, I believe. And right now it is down about 7% for the day. That's a huge drop right now, but we can see Unity has been very volatile, right? And it's gone to prices below $90 at some point this year. So understanding that, hey, and that only lasted for some time. When I kind of take a look at charts like this, it reminds me that, hey, volatility comes, it looks very scary, but in the long term of things, looking at hindsight, it's kind of just noise. I can't say, maybe during that day when Unity dropped at those levels, I was probably a little bit, maybe not freaked out, but a little sad. But now I can't even remember that day when Unity was sitting at the 80s. So for me, no selling, right? I have no intentions of selling because I have patience on my side. I have time on my side. I have to understand that, hey, this is pretty much noise. Obviously, volatility can continue for many months. Downtrend can continue for a long time. But in the longer time frames, it doesn't really affect me too much. So that's number one, right? Kind of patience, kind of control your emotions. If you're unable to control those emotions, maybe not look at your portfolio, maybe go out for a walk. Now the second thing, right? The second thing I would do is kind of make a buying list. And I do believe this is probably my favorite thing to do. And I actually do this before we even have a downturn. I've done a few videos on buying lists right now. But for example, some of my tier 1 companies at the moment are Unity, down 6.7%, C Limited down 4.28%, and Nvidia down 4.57%. So what I would do is I would create a buying list. Hey, I'm looking at Nvidia at these prices or what prices, and kind of create. Normally I go with somewhere between 10 to 15 stocks in a buying list and kind of put them in order. Hey, this is a stock I really want to enter when things go bad, and more importantly, at these prices is where I want to enter. For example, Nvidia is my number 1 position in my portfolio. So it's very rare for me to add on in a small dip like this. But for if we ever see below 175s, right, that's when Nvidia would be a time where I would go pretty heavy. Right now for me, some of these, even though stock prices have kind of gone down, they are still, for example, for Nvidia, right now sitting at 208 levels. These are levels seen in August, right? It's not like it's been a huge drop. So for me, these are times of like dollar cost averaging, not buying a big position. Like I mentioned early on, stock prices can continue to go down. So there might be better buying opportunities. For me right now, dollar cost averaging is the best way to go for me. For example, C Limited, right now sitting at 325 is down about 4.26%. But these are levels still higher than almost all of August at the moment. So we have to take things to perspective. Yes, this is for me a time where it'd be more dollar cost averaging, not really buying a huge position. So the third tip I follow is kind of having a buying plan. And like I mentioned, when stock prices, if they're still pretty much at levels last seen a month ago, 2 months ago, those to me aren't really huge buying opportunities. Those are more dollar cost averaging opportunities. But if things ever get to, for example, C limit, if it ever gets to the 250s, I have a plan. I say I'm gonna buy X percentage more in my portfolio. At the same time, I'm not the type of person to kind of go all in at once. Even if a huge sell-off happens, I'll be more of a dollar cost average. Every time the market drops X percentage, for example, I would buy X percentage with my cash. So having a buying plan, right? I do see some people kind of, when they see a dip or a small pullback, they kind of use all their funds at the beginning. I'm not saying that's the wrong move. That's just not the move for me. For me, I wouldn't want to use all my funds at the beginning because the dip can continue to dip some more. So for me, even though when a dip happens, I use X percentage and then I wait for another dip within some price movement and then I continue to go. This allows me to have some cash at hand just in case more dip continues and I want to continue the buying opportunity. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what are some of your buying moves when the stock market, what are some stocks you are looking at right now and maybe I should do a video on. So take care, guys, have a good day, and remember this, as long-term investors, this is just red noise. If it's really affecting you in some way, it's probably better off to just stop looking at your account and start thinking of something else, especially for long-term investors, right? At the end of the day, I have learned that for me, this is pretty much noise. So take care, guys, have a good day, and see you next time.